At Amplify, we've eliminated all banking fees, so you can feel free to use your magic tap whenever you want.
Thank you.
No fees equals more good deeds. Amplify.
Hi, I'm Mindy Hofman, and welcome to the Women of Austin podcast. Today, I'm so excited to introduce you to Wini Griffin.
Hi, my name is Wini Griffin, and I am from Smithville, Texas, currently residing in Austin. I help people get their life together by acknowledging who they really are and showing up authentically in every single interaction that they have. To be a part of the Women of Austin podcast means, one, that I've done something right in my life, and two, that I've been recognized by an amazing group of women.
Hey, Wini, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me here.
So I'm really excited to talk about your new book and just to get to know you better because we recently met.
Yes.
And I just love your energy and I feel really connected to you. And we first met on Instagram when I saw that you had the book coming out. We chatted a bit about that. You wrote a book. Congratulations.
I did.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your why for this book?
Yes, so I spent a lot of time shape-shifting professionally. And by that, what I mean is I was really good at becoming somebody other than myself to please people, to fit in with people, to be accepted. And at some point in time, I realized I do not like who I am. This is not me. This is not for me. And I went through a series of bad business connections, bad relationships, and I finally said, I'm done with this. And when I got that click and it was like, oh shit, like I can actually be myself and be okay as myself, I was like, I gotta share this with the world. I gotta just give the tools that I had and share this with people.
That is so important.
Yeah.
How did you find the courage to realize that you were doing that and the strength to do something about it?
Yeah, so I had dreams, right? And I finally gave myself permission to start going after my dreams. One of those dreams was starting my business. And, when you're running a business, it is personal development on 10,000. Like, nobody prepares you for the personal side of business. And so, I was running my business and I realized I'm not connecting with the people that I want to be connected with. I don't like the outcomes. I don't even like the people in my social media network. I just found that I was so disconnected from my work and the people that I was doing work with, and I didn't like it. So I started to look at myself and look at my life, and I was like, what is going on? What is it? And I realized, well, I'm showing up as a representative, and when you realize that, it's like you can't be two different people in your business. You have to pick, especially as a coach, as somebody who's helping people work through their problems and get to authenticity for themselves.
Yeah.
You really have to look at yourself and say, am I being authentic? And if I'm not, what areas do I need to improve in? And you got to get in tune with your nervous system, get in tune with your truth and say, like, who am I? What am I doing? Is this real? Is this me? Does it fit? Does it make me feel good? Am I happy with the person that I go to sleep as every night? Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So coaching is the business.
Yes.
And how did you get into that?
I've been doing this my whole life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm loving this because I know like a lot of new coaches and a new different types of coaches, and like, I don't know, I've had some amazing coaches on the show. Now
It's
more.
buzzing nowadays.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's it. It's buzzing. But you've been doing it.
This is life work for me. So as a child, I went through a lot of really difficult situations. And I always had this gift and the ability to help other children through those difficult situations. Even when I was in high school, I had a whole table for lunch where all the kids who were having problems at home with their families and their friends, their boyfriends, girlfriends, they would come and sit at my table and I would just pour into them. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, oh, I've been through all this stuff. I can give you some guidance to help you, overcome these things, see yourself different. And then I think I turned like 19 and I was like, I want to do this for real. I didn't even know coaching was a real thing. I found it on the internet. I think I had like a computer set up on my dining room table in my little bitty apartment at 19. And I was just researching and I was like, there's a thing called coaching. And I fell in love with the idea of being able to just pour into people and lift people up. Of course, there's the challenges because 19, getting ready to go to college, they tell you, oh, you need to find something better to do. You can't get paid for doing these kinds of things. You can't make a life out of it, at least if you want to live. And so, I spent a whole bunch of years just naturally doing this for people, always being the person that people leaned on and came to when they needed that boost. And in recent years, I was like, I'm doing this. And then I started to see more and more people doing this, and they were doing it full time. And I was like, if these people can just up and decide to do it full time, what's stopping me from doing it full time too?
Yeah, and the story you told, you've been doing it your whole life. That's amazing.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for sharing that, because I'm going to be honest with you right now. I have seen coaches who are 20, 21. I've met them, and I've been unfairly judgmental. I'm now realizing, what do you know? You're only 21. But I didn't think that they could have been through, gone through some things too. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that, because I've been unfairly,
Absolutely. I mean, there are some topics that a 21-year-old probably could cover better than others. We probably wouldn't want to go and say, hey, talk to us about divorce and remarriage, at that age, unless, of course, they've been divorced and remarried multiple times by 21. It happens in the world.
Yeah. My grandma, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I was married at 18 and divorced at 23, so
there you go.
But I was not the person that you came to for relationship advice at that time, because it takes time to make sense of certain things. So, I mean, some of that judgment is err on the side of caution.
That's what
This is buzzing right now, and it can be a playground for many people. So you really want people who are experienced. You want people who you got to come with some meat in this game. And
it's tough. It's competitive now too, and
competitive-ish.
Well, I guess the right coaches attract the right people. That's how I feel about our group with Women of Austin. Just be authentic, be yourself, and then the right people will find you and connect with you, and just keep sharing your story and being honest.
Absolutely.
Austin brand photographer and videographer Ashley Edwards, also known as the AWE Studio, specializes in capturing unique photo and video for driven female entrepreneurs like you. The AWE Studio will help bring to life what you've been envisioning for your brand through a personalized photo shoot plan. Find the AWE Studio on Instagram at the AWE Studio and mention this ad for $200 off the signature brand photo session. That's at the AWE Studio. Women of Austin would like to thank our community sponsors. Joel Richardson and Team, your Austin mortgage lender. Visit myfinanceteam.com. Dave's Ultimate Automotive. Visit davesultimateautomotive.com and become a part of the Dave's family today. Elite Marquee and Events, LED marquees, rentals, and event planning at Elite Marquee Austin. Looking to join a group of fun, motivated, inspiring women? We've got you covered. Introducing the Women of Austin community. Whether you're a business owner looking for camaraderie, a working mom who wants to stay connected, or you're just looking to make new friends with an incredible group of local women, this community is for you. We have special in-person member-only events, an online platform and app to stay connected, a book club, and so much more. Join us and become a member today at womenofaustincommunity.com. Hi, my name is Mindy Hofman, and I'm the founder of Women of Austin. Today, we're filming at 208 Sendera Bonita in Lakeway, a listing from Mike Magavero in the agency. This property is in an exclusive gated community just minutes from Lake Travis. You can learn more at 208senderabonita.com. Okay, so one thing also I liked about When You Just Can't Do It Anymore is the name of the book. I don't know if we said that. So it says The Guide to Becoming More of Yourself and Less of a People Pleaser to Everyone Else. But another thing that I pulled is a quote, is breaking free from the trap of people pleasing and confidence to live life on your own terms. So did you feel like you were living your life for other people?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my entire life. I won't say my entire life, but I think particularly after my father passed away. So I was raised by a single dad, and he passed away when I was 11 years old, and I was just like free as a bird. All the way up until that point, I was free as a bird, and then I, got moved into a new situation with other family, and it was kind of like, don't talk like this, don't say that, don't do that, you're bad, this makes you bad, this is not ladylike, this is, and they just kept piling all these criticisms and things on me, and I was like, I want to be like ladylike, I want to be good, I want to be seen as, so, God, people pleasing, that started early in life, and I did it for so long, I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't even know what people pleasing was until a couple of years ago.
Oh,
literally.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a name for what was going on in my life. I just knew I was unhappy. Nobody ever worked for me. My relationships weren't working. My careers weren't working. Like, I felt like I always got the short end of the stick. And it was like, yeah, because, you're not being who you really are. And when you're not operating as your true self, you're always going to feel like something is off because there's that version of you that's like, let me out.
Ooh, there's that version of you.
That is like, let me out.
I like that.
And she is can I say, yeah, she's a bitch.
Yeah.
She's a real bitch. And she's like, if you don't let me out, your life is going to be miserable until you acknowledge me.
I like that. Well, I don't like that you had to go through. Yeah,
Oh, no, I get
all
you,
that.
I get
All
you.
that. So for your book, what's like? Feel like writing a book is such a huge thing. Has it been a part of your path, like your vision? Have you always thought you wanted to write a book? Like, I've been through so much, I can help so many people. Like, is this a big dream realized?
Yeah, it is. I've always wanted to write. I didn't think I would be writing a guide for people pleasers. I thought that I was going to write some kind of, fictional, sexy novel or, something along those lines, something that is very fantasy. So writing, yes. Self-help writing?
Okay.
Completely different direction than I ever thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think you'll keep writing? Is this?
Oh, I'm definitely.
Okay. I know this just came out, but
yes, I have so much in me, and I think when you get that first book out of you, you realize like, oh, this is easy. And when I say easy, I don't mean easy as in anybody like you just get up and you do it, but I mean easy as in you realize writing is about putting your thoughts on paper in a way that somebody else can consume and be able to have some kind of impact in their life, whether that's entertainment or change and growth for themselves or, any other number of things, but education. But yeah, once you write that first book, it's like, oh, I can do this again. I can do this again and again and again and again and again, and I will do it again.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Do you feel like I heard someone say that writing a book's like having a baby, and you're like, okay, like baby's out, it's done. Like, have you had any of the blues though? Like, it's gone, it's done, like.
Yeah, that part. Okay, we got to talk about that.
Tell me.
So, I haven't even read my book again since I put the manuscript out and all the publishing pieces.
Yeah,
I have not read it at all because there was so much just trauma that I had to relive and rethink, and just the pressure of getting it done and really getting in oneness with myself when writing it. So it's no, we got to be real. We got to be truthful. I wrote 3.5 manuscripts before that one made it out, and that's the shortest. And I redid them all. So I had one that was almost novel length, and I read it and I was like, this isn't me. Then another one. So it was 3 trimesters. You got your trimesters.
Oh, yeah.
Literally. And it's first one scrapped it, second one scrapped it, third one scrapped it. The half is what you got to have right there. But it is literally like giving birth, minus the physical pains.
Right.
But I went through PPD, postpartum depression, after writing that book, because it was this just took so much energy out of me. Not only did it take energy out of me, but I felt oh my God, I'm vulnerable, I'm open, I'm naked.
Oh yeah.
There's just so much, because now, look, guess what people get to do? Judge the book, right? And it's like, you have a baby, and what are people doing? You're like, oh, they're going to judge my baby. Yeah, so it is definitely like giving birth.
Wow.
100%. And I won't say everyone will experience that PPD, but I definitely experienced it, and I just wanted to shut down. I didn't want to talk to anybody or do anything literally for months.
And that's when you're supposed to be promoting and out there and talking about it, and
that just makes it even worse. So just imagine, like, you just had a baby, right?
Yeah.
And you have a child, and it's like you just had a baby, and now the world expects you to go back to work without any break. Imagine that. And it's the same thing with the book too. And so you're just continuing to push through, and you're burning out, and you're stressed, and you're like, damn it, like, I just want to rest. That's it.
Yeah, man. Well, you want to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good.
Oh, yeah. I've got 3 kids too, though. So
yeah, well, that's another question. How did you find the time?
So I did it while everyone was in school. I did it while they were asleep. I did it in the margins of time. I did it while I was at my desk, supposed to do other work, but it was just like my book was calling, and there was just so many things going through my mind, and it was like, I got to get this out. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. This is a huge, huge, huge deal. And I know it's coming up for the Women of Austin Book Club, so I'm very excited to go through it with everybody and have you come talk to us about it.
Y'all are going to have fun with this.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And is there anything that you would like to tell anyone who, before we go, who has a book in them or is thinking about maybe doing it? Any advice you would give now that you've gone through this?
Just do it. Literally. We hold ourselves back by worrying so much about what are people going to think? What are people going to say? What if it's not good enough? You know, what if I don't include everything that I should have included? What if it doesn't make sense? What if it's out? We have so many what ifs standing between us and our book, and it's like, just do it. And if you are not somebody who can sit down behind a computer screen and write all day, let me tell you my little dirty secret. I got my phone and I pushed record on my audio recorder, and I spoke that whole book out like I was sitting there talking to somebody else and giving them the same lessons that I would give in that book. So it's like, just find a way, do what works best for you. There's so many people who are going to tell you, oh, you got to do it this way. It's got to be done that way. Ignore that and ask yourself, what's going to work best for me in this moment? And then just do it. And then put it out. And if it's imperfect, it's your first book. You did it. Only 2% of people who say they're going to write a book.
Ooh.
Do it.
Just do it.
That's it.
All right. Well, if you stayed with us all the way until the end of the episode, you got that juicy little tip. I love that so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And we look forward to having the whole group go through the book, and just so glad to know you and grateful that you came in today.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
To find out more about Wini and her book, When You Just Can't Do It Anymore, be sure to visit the link in the description of this podcast. My name is Mindy Hofman, and thank you again for joining me on the Women of Austin podcast. Thanks so much for joining us today on the Women of Austin podcast. A new episode premieres twice a month right here on the Women of Austin channel. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you never miss an episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at women_of_Austin. My name is Mindy Hofman. I hope you'll join us for our next episode of the Women of Austin podcast. Light it up, light it up.